Hey guys, welcome back to Eversoul. In today's video, we're checking out Erika. Now, for this one, basically, summary for me is I think she's really solid, but I just don't think she's worth summoning for most people if you've already invested it into other support healers, because it's just sort of, I feel like the impact of getting her won't be as great as the impact of getting maybe another future unit that maybe has some sort of other purpose that you can use. That's just my vibe. I still think she's a great unit, and I think Wales will definitely use her, but I think for most players, she's just not really worth going all in for. I'd rather just save my gems. I'd rather save once again until I'm at 54,000, get another unit that I think can really impact my gameplay. Now, also, before we get into it, I have started playing the game a lot more casually over the last week and a half or so. Basically, the daily grind, because I was including using my 5 mercenaries into my daily grind, and that would be like retrying stages, and like every day, my daily grind in this game was like 1.5 to 2 hours when I was trying to push, and it just got overwhelming. So I've just gone back to play this game a lot more casually. I'm not using mercenaries anymore or anything like that. Playing it super casually, just because the daily grind in itself with the housing system and having to attack all the monsters, and it just became a bit tedious for me, and I wasn't enjoying it as much. So I'm just going back to the casual sort of play. I'll theory craft stuff and all that and do the best with my team, but I'm just not going to go for every reward in the game and try and min-max it, because like I said, it was just becoming it was more stressful than anything for me in this game. So that's just a quick update on me, but let's jump in. Let's check her out. Like I said, I really like her kit. I think it's really solid. I think she's got a lot of purposes, but you know, for most people, if you've got supports, it's not going to impact you massively. So let's check out her passive. It's called a sub-skill here, but it's her passive. First of all, because that's going to be what the rest of her kit revolves around. So she increases her attack by 14% for 8 seconds and gains the special Eureka buff that activates a skill's additional effects, which we'll see in all the other skills. Additionally, grants a 30% chance, that goes up to 50% chance with skill ups, to activate Eureka. I'm going to call it Eureka 1 and Eureka 3, or just Eureka 3, because it's just the best way I can do to describe it. So you got a 50% chance at max to activate Eureka 3, which is going to give you more added effects. So we got some RNG in there. So if you hate RNG, probably not going to be so fun, but the great thing about RNG in idle games is you can keep retrying the stage, meaning that if you fail, maybe the next time you'll get better RNG and you will win it. So that is the main passive that her whole kit revolves around. Let's jump into the main skill. Throws an essence of recovery, restores HP of the ally with the lowest HP and nearby allies within 2.5 meters by 220% of attack. If Eureka is active, recovers an additional 100% of attack, and if Eureka 3 is active, casts a barrier which absorbs 106% of her attack. Now, if you've got a team that's tightly grouped together and you proc this when you've got Eureka 3 up, it is a really good supportive ability. Now, skill ups, and this is going to be the case with most of her skill ups, all of her skill ups really, they just increase the numbers of the ability. She doesn't get anything added to it. But basically, this is a really nice skill. If you can hit like the whole team with this, it's huge, but 2.5 meters is very, very narrow. So this can often, I can see this being not so great if you've got, your team sort of spread out and you don't manage to land this on a group of them, and you got like say 2 spread out allies that are both low depending on what the enemy team is, then you're like not fulfilling that full healing role because you're letting one of them die. But when allies are grouped up, and if you include the shield in this, it's a pretty solid skill. Next up, we have the sub skill. Now this one, you really need the Eureka's active, otherwise it's a trash skill. A healer having damage really doesn't matter. The only reason this becomes good is because of the Eureka effects. So basically she poisons an enemy, dealing 110% of attack. Deals 110 fixed, and then the dot is 55% for 10 seconds. But the thing we're really looking at is decrease the target's attack for 10 seconds with Eureka 1 and decreases their defense for 10 seconds with Eureka 2. And at max skills, those decreases are 24%. So once again, at Eureka 3, this is really solid, bringing offensive and defensive pressure with the attack break and the defense break. In general, really solid ability if you can get both of them active. If you don't have any of them, it's just a wet noodle, nothing damage burger, basically. So that is that one. Moving on to the next sub skill. Throws a huge healing potion to allies in crisis. Restores the HP of the ally with the lowest HP by 180% of attack. Eureka 1 active increases the target's physical and magical resistance by 16% for 12 seconds. And if Eureka 3 is active, additionally restores the target's HP by 90%. Once again, really chunky heal, really solid mitigation. If you've got, like this one, I feel like this could be used really well with something like, with, Chloe or Claire, but Chloe comes to mind because if this procs early enough that Chloe doesn't have to proc her passive, that's really nice because it saves her passive for later. Or if her passive has already been used, maybe this can save her an additional time because after the passive's gone, she gets a bit squishy. So honestly, I like this one. It's pretty solid, really good for focusing healing on a tank. Just really solid in general. Then we move on to the ultimate because obviously we did the passive at the start. And for this one, the ultimate, I really like this ultimate, but it's one of those ones. Some situations this ultimate would probably be bad and some situations it could be good. So it just depends on the situation because yes, you can get invincible for 5 seconds for your team and get an attack increase. Or you could sleep the entire team and keep the pressure on like that. But I guess this is quite nice. It depends. It's kind of like this. I kind of like this more than sleeping the entire team because what you can do with this is you don't CC the enemy team. And this means that they can use all their main skills and stuff into your invincibility and you can just drain those out of them. So it's pretty solid. I think it's just a really good all-round ultimate. It tops you off. Gives you 5 seconds to just get fully topped off, plus it gives you the attack increase. I think it's a really good ultimate, but like I said, I don't think this ultimate is good enough to warrant summoning for her. Specifically, I don't think it's enough to nudge me over the edge, but you guys let me know what you think. But that is her ultimate and that is her kit. So let's jump into a test. Also, I do apologize for like the frame rate or whatever on the emulator. I've got the emulator settings maxed out. Like I haven't changed it. I've tried a fresh emulator. I can't figure it out. I've got the graphics in the game maxed, but since like, was it the last update or the update before? The game's just been really sketchy on emulator. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. If you have, let me know. But yeah, let's check out her skills first of all. Let's do the ult. But yeah, if anyone's using emulators and getting some luck with it, let me know because it's just gone to absolute disgustingness for me. This is why I like games that have PC glides. Yeah, she's got pretty cool abilities, but that is her kit. Like I said, all around really, like if I was starting a fresh account, I feel like I'd love to have her on my fresh account as my healer. And, I'd love to get dupes of her, but, most people have been playing since launch. You've got... you got Talia built up probably from the Fairy faction. Most people have Catherine built up who already has some invincibility. I'd like to test her with Catherine on manual and try and just like cheese damage for the entire game. But in general, really solid unit, but I'm just not going ham on her because I want some damage dealers. But you guys make your call. If you go for her, I don't blame you. She's still pretty solid, but I'm saving. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.